welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and as we do every Thursday, we gather and draw some random thing. And as you can see, last week we drew owls, and it was amazing how many owls we saw and how many kinds of ways that you guys drew them. It was phenomenal. It seemed like it was really a subject that people were very excited about. So thanks very much for doing it. Thanks for sharing them. And yeah, as JJ says, I'm going to conclude that people like drawing owls. So perhaps we will just change this to Draw Owls With Me. And we'll just, every week we will meet and draw owls. I'll think about that. But it is a very, it's just fantastic to see the variety of ways that artists see the same thing. So it's always really exciting and fun. All right. Today, if you want to get ready to draw, we will be drawing reasonably quickly. We'll be drawing not super quickly, but kind of quickly. So we'll be drawing, I think I have 5 pieces of reference that we'll be drawing from. So you could draw them all on one page. You could draw them on different pages, however you want to do it. And whatever media you want to use, it's up to you. It's going to be, I think, a fun experience. I'm sure it will be. It will be for me. Particularly since I'm drinking Bob Ross Positive Energy drink. It's not a sponsor, but it looks like it should be, right? I haven't even actually tried it yet. I think I need to retain this can for emergencies. Break glass when feeling negative. But here it is, the Positive Energy drink by Bob Ross. Only 160 calories. So that's something to look forward to cracking that one open. But yeah, I wonder how Bob would feel about the fact that his face is on a can of soda. Yeah, we ran into that in a little store here in Phoenix. And of course, we had to get one. But we'll see what it tastes like one day. All right. Let me just tell you a few things that are going on. First of all, the podcast. So this week on the podcast, I have Adam Westbrook. And Adam is somebody who he's kind of like an internet friend. And one of the things that I really like about him is he had a really cool YouTube channel where he was making videos about the creative process. And he is a filmmaker. He now works for the New York Times. So once he went to the New York Times, he stopped making films for YouTube, and he started making them for the New York Times instead. But I enjoy those as well. But he's just an interesting person because he has a lot of perspective on the creative process. He also got into drawing and into comic book making and has been publishing some graphic short stories that are really cool. But he is thoughtful. And I think if you enjoy the kind of thing that I talk about, you will enjoy my conversation with Adam. We really went far and abroad. I named it something that dyslexics have been commenting on YouTube. And I'm not apologetic. So anyway, you can see our discussion on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. You can also listen to it on the Art for All podcast near you on your current device. What else? We have a brand new workshop, and I'm pretty excited by it. It is called Fresh Gouache, and it's being taught by Jimmy Leslie, who is somebody who I've been a huge fan of for a really long time. And he's kind of different from anybody we've had before. And I was going to say in part because he's really accomplished, but that's not true. Everybody who we have leading our workshops is really accomplished. But Jimmy is a painter. And to see a painter work with gouache is really fantastic. For a long time was an acrylic painter, and he transitioned to gouache, and he does these incredible things in his sketchbook that are really cool. I just want to show you what he's going to be teaching about, if I can, which of course I have screwed that up. Let me just play that again.
Hi everyone, I'm Jimmy Leslie, and I'm excited for you to join me for my sketchbook school workshop, Fresh Gouache. We're going to take a look at the medium of gouache and understand how it's similar and different to watercolor. We're going to do so using the subject of a sunrise. I love to travel and I love landscapes, but it's important that you know the fundamentals you'll learn in this workshop will be great for all sorts of subject matter. I think we're going to have a whole lot of fun. I'm going to break this down for you very simply. We'll talk about materials. We'll talk about reference photos. Get you in the right mindset for thinking before you even put paint down on your surface and really set you up for success. So I'm looking forward to this a whole lot. I can't wait for you to join me and to see how you do making your own sunrise painting.
Yeah, so fresh gouache is, I think what's interesting about it, well, there's many things that are interesting about it. I keep starting and stopping. He teaches you how to compose. He teaches you how to think about color. And he brings in all these different ways of looking at a subject that I've never really experienced before. It was this is one of our most beautifully produced workshops also, just the filming of it, everything. It's really, really great. But he goes on location and he takes this field and he figures out, like, how do you make a composition out of it? And then also, how do you build with gouache to get the effects you want, to draw your eye in? It's just really so much to learn from it. To learn about gouache, but also just to learn about creating a picture, doing sketching and painting out in nature. This is, I don't know, there's a lot to learn from him. Go and check it out. school.tiny.us/fresh is the shortened URL. You can basically just go to sketchbookschool.com and sign up for it. It is going to be on December 10th. So that's Saturday. It is basically a 3-hour workshop. If you sign up, you will have lifetime access to it, so you can come back to it. And believe me, this is one you're going to want to come back to. It's got a lot of stuff in it, and I can't wait to see what you all do with it. So thank you for being there. What else? Today we're going to be working with a cappuccino book from Hahnemühle, some toned paper. It's a really nice book, and we are not doing anything to do with coffee today. Thank God. Because now I don't drink coffee anymore because I have the Bob Ross Positive Energy Drink. That's right, the Bob Ross Positive Energy Drink. It's kind of weird because you don't think of Bob as being necessarily full of energy. So maybe it's kind of a moderate energy drink. That would be an interesting idea. Slightly energized, but mellow. Anyway, cappuccino, brownish paper. There's also a version with gray called the Gray Book. And we are giving away, I think, 4 of them. And if you would like one, yes, we're giving away, 4 of them. And they are free to whoever would like to ask for them. Well, for some of the people who would like to ask for them. Write to us, info@sketchbookschool.com. Send us your U.S. mailing address and tell us why you'd like one. And we will be randomly picking them. There's also a post office box down there if you'd like to, send us a postcard. And I'm also going to be using the Hahnemühle Pro Marker watercolors. We're going to be giving away a set of those, which I think is going to be somebody who gets these is going to be lucky, because these are a really diverse tool, and I'll show you how I use them today if you've never experienced them. If you've worked with markers and you're like, I can't stand the smell, I can't stand the way that it bleeds through paper, if you have issues like that, there's none here. But also, they're watercolors, so it becomes watercolory. I'm going to be using them today. I'm probably not going to be wetting them with a brush, but I've done that in the past, and you've seen me do that. So if you'd like one, write to us. Yes, as JJ says, not everybody wins one. Of course not. But you might be that person. So we're going to be giving away a set of these. Write to us at info@sketchbookschool.com and send us your U.S. mailing address. Sorry, it's only U.S., but we are sponsored by Winsor & Newton and Hahnemühle USA, hence the limitation. Okay. I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to do some drawing. I've been hearing a lot of people pronouncing it drawing. Do you do that? Drawing? I think it's interesting. Drawing. I don't. I say drawing. But a lot of times I'll say drawing, and people are like, what did you say? And I have to slow down and say drawing, not drawing. Anyway. Well, should there be something specific in the subject line? No. We'll figure it out. We have human beings at the other end who can figure it out. We read, of course, every email that we get, so don't worry about it. Oh, yes, Alex is asking about tonight's workshop, and I did plan to do that. Why did I skip over that? Because I was excited about the gouache workshop. It's true. Let me just quickly talk about the workshop I'm doing tonight. It's tonight. Alex is going to be there. That's why he's excited. Tonight is my workshop called How a Sketchbook Can Change Your Life. It's going to be, I'm doing it with Walter Studios, which is a really great foundation here in Phoenix that supports the arts and encourages and provides art instruction actually for kids, but also for frontline workers, including people who work in emergency rooms and things like that. And they've been doing a lot of great work, so I wanted to support them. And I've done it in a few other ways, but this is how I'm doing it tonight, by doing this workshop for them. I think we just expanded, so we have 4 more seats left. If you're in Phoenix, if you can make it to Phoenix by this evening, join us. sketch.tiny.us/Danny Workshop. It's the first workshop I've done in a gazillion years, so I'm really excited about it. And I plan to be drinking a lot of Bob Ross Positive Energy drink to fire me up for it. Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Alex, for that reminder. And don't be nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be doing, it's kind of related to what we do here, except we're going to be doing it in the same room. Okay, let's get on with this. This is Movember. Movember. One of those kind of snappy titles for a month. But this is Movember, which I think started with Mustache-vember. So grow a mustache, or don't. And now it's become kind of don't shave in November. And so therefore, people are, mainly men, are growing beards and mustaches during November. I guess they shave them off for Christmas. I don't know. But so if you see a lot of hirsute men around, that might be their excuse. Sorry, I ate a nut right before this, which is always a mistake. It's true that I stopped the counter. So we're going to draw 5 guys with beards. I decided to make it all about men today. I hope that's okay with you. 5 guys with beards, ready to draw however you want. And I'm going to draw kind of in a spirited way. I want to draw in a spirited way. I want to draw, but beards are great. Hair can be really fun, but beards in particular, because they're kind of a defined shape, and you can just get into drawing the textures and all the stuff. So, yes, David has pointed out that it is an annual event. Yes, growing a mustache. Yeah, it's kind of changed. It's kind of grown. It was about men's health issues. I think it probably still is, but I think there's also just a lot of dudes using it as an excuse to not shave. But I am as Garrett said, it is for prostate awareness. I'm aware of my prostate, less aware since I don't have one anymore because I had prostate cancer and had it taken out. So that's why I'm not growing a beard. That's not why I'm not growing a beard. Prostate cancer is extremely, it's an important thing to know about. Hopefully you guys out there are getting your tests and are on top of it, because it is important. Okay, let me start blathering about stuff, and let's start again. Here we go, timer, and go. All right, so I'm going to start with this guy. I'm feeling kind of wildish, so I'm going to express that wildness in my mark making today. So I am going to just get wild. See how it goes. This guy has a cute face. You know? Beards are such a thing these days, aren't they? God. Remember when men just didn't have beards? Except for certain kinds of men. But now it's just become a thing where people have beards. I mean, why not? Why not? I can tell you why not. I don't like having one at all. Tried a couple times. Not for me. It's just... I think I like shaving. Maybe that's what it is. So... All right, so I'm starting by not drawing the beard, as you can see. That's because I want to get this part out of the way. And then I want to get crazy. Do some beard stuff. So, this guy has also an extraordinarily good mustache, doesn't he? Some women like beards. Some women don't at all. So, how do you feel about it? Some say they're scratchy and itchy. And maybe that's why they don't grow one. That was kind of my attitude too. I decided to make him look a little less chipper because I want to focus on this beard. What do I don't have one right here, but I do have these Winsor Newton fine liners that are brown. Would have been a nice opportunity to use one, but the opportunity has passed. But so you see, it's like this getting into all these little lines and the stuff, the expressiveness of the beard. That's really the fun of it. It's just you just make marks and layer it on. Try and be somewhat coherent. Like, don't just scritchy scratch in all directions. I would say, I'm trying to kind of express the general structure of this beard. It's definitely a very structured beard. It looks like it could stand up on its own, sort of like a loaf of bread attached to the bottom of his face. The funny thing about beards is, on the one hand, they seem to, they look like, well, you don't have to shave, you don't really have to do anything with it. It's just sort of there. But actually, it seems like having a big beard like this is an enormous undertaking. Like, you're constantly looking after it, like as if it was some sort of prized animal, like some sort of a thoroughbred dog or something. You always groom it and oil it and do all this other stuff to it. So. I'm just doing this white pencil thing because I don't know why. I think one of the reasons that he doesn't look terribly smiley is because I'm really reluctant to do his teeth. A lot of times I see people drawing teeth and it can look really bad, really creepy. So I'm not. Okay. His eyes are twinkling and his beard is sprinkling. It's true. All right. So, yeah, that was one. We did one. Let's do another. I'm turning the page. Getting ready to do another one. Question is, do I do it on the back? I think I'm going to do it on the back. I think I'm going to go crazy and do this one on the back and then do another one. So I'm doing like a lot of nice big drawings, which is nice. All right, are you ready? Barbara would rather be drawing owls. Well, you can always rewatch last week. This is a rare opportunity to draw beards. It's Movember. It's not Owltober anymore. Here we go. See the next dude. Okay, different kind of beard. Different kind of beard. Architectural almost. Thinking this guy, picking up on the orangeness of this face in this photo, at least the way that this face is. He has a great nose too, doesn't he? Great nose. This is one of those sort of much more manicured, groomed sorts of beards. And, yeah, it's cool. I really like his nose. And I like this sort of look, his eyes looking up like that. His nice big eyes. And sort of an arched brow there. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with the shape of his forehead. Are you? But then this beautiful trim shape. Is it there? Did I get that wrong? Yeah, I think I did. All right, let's do these final bits. And wait a minute, did I plan to draw on the other side of this page? I did. Oh well. I did and I didn't. I like his hair. I like this curliness, kind of curled, but it looks sort of oily or waxed or something. So this is again an opportunity to have fun, just making marks, right? Doing squiggly bits and stuff like that. And then dealing with what is this about? Well, let's just get that mini mustache in there. He has almost like a pencil line mustache, like Clark Gable or something. But I mean, you look at something like this kind of beard, and you think he probably spends way more time on this beard every day than if he was just shaving it off. But who knows? Maybe he has a weak chin. Let's see here. Gotta get that look in there. Maybe let's bring a colored pencil or two. How much time do we have? A minute. We have 1 minute left, folks. Not a lot of time. And wanted to do this. Kind of didn't do his other eye. See if I can get in. Just a little hint of his other eye there. Oh, that was a mistake. Ah! All right. That one little dot ruined it for me. God. All right. Yeah. I was happy, and then do you ever do that? Where like everything's going great, and then, oh no, that one thing. But actually, as I'm looking at it, it's not that bad. It's kind of disappearing on me now. So it's all right. All right, I'm not going to cheat and keep working on it, but I might come back to this because I kind of like a lot of the other parts of it. Okay, I am now going to work on the opposite page. I'm determined to remember to this time. Let's get some arbitrary set of colors for now. Maybe pink? I don't know. Let's see. I don't even remember who this next person is. Let's see. Are you ready? Oh yes, this is a good one. So, this is my son, Jack. He has a beard. He's had a beard for a long time. This is a picture from a couple years ago because he shaved all of his hair off at one point. And but he looks more or less like this now. And Jack is actually coming. Jack and Amanda, his girlfriend, are coming to visit us tomorrow. Coming from Los Angeles to spend the weekend with us. Which will be nice. And, I've drawn this guy his whole life. I'm not sure that I ever get it right. It's hard drawing somebody who you love without feeling like you've done them a disservice. But yeah, so that was a very light pink that I used because I'm feeling a bit hesitant drawing him. But you don't have to feel hesitant. You don't even know him. So go to town. Just draw it. Yeah. He tends to have this kind of a lightish beard. A lot of these young dudes have this sort of lightish, sort of gravelly, what would you call this? Sparse sort of beard. But he also still has a lot of hair. We'll see how long that lasts. He's 28 now. We'll see whether I started to lose my hair in my 30s, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. He's been forewarned that, stuff could happen. How much time do we have? Okay, we're about halfway through. Yeah, he has these blue eyes. I don't know. The mailman had blue eyes, so I don't know if that's the story. But no, I think he's probably my son. Judging by the way he is, the way he seems to be, I certainly recognize myself in him. It's a funny thing about kids. Some people their kids look just like them, but behave nothing like them. What would you rather have? Somebody who looks like you or somebody who feels like you? It's a perfect opportunity to use white on this tone paper. The whole point of having tone paper. But let me just go in and hit up some more, get some more contrast. And yeah, I think we are almost out of time. See, it's nice to do a bit of colored pencil on top of watercolor, or in this case, watercolor marker. But it's just, watercolor can be softer, but then you add a little bit of colored pencil and you can really bring it out. I've made his eyes a little small, but it's okay. I probably won't show him this drawing when he comes. Probably better not to. All right. Are we ready for another beard? Another beard. We're doing pretty well in time. Not managed to knock out 3. Blue eyes are recessive. No, in his case, they're quite prominent. You mean like they're set back into his skull? No, I know what you mean. All right. Let us get on with it. What next? Are you ready? Where should I go color-wise? I think I'll go with a different set of yellows and oranges. How about you? Are you ready to go? We're doing this. Let's go. Sorry, Jack. See you later. Let me just reset the timer. Okay, so here's a man with a majestic beard. Majestic white beard. Why did I just make his face orange? No idea. I do have, this is, what is this? This is sepia, maybe. This is lamp black, definitely not. I do have Payne's gray in here. That's kind of what I was looking for. Indigo, no. Payne's gray, here we go. Is this what I want? I think it might be for this. No, it's way too dark. Okay. White? Not sure it's standing out enough, is it? Okay, I'm going to have to just start drawing with a pen. Too many art supplies. Too little time. Yes. The thing about working in white is you do sometimes need a little bit of time because it isn't as bright and immediate as most opaque colors are, and so it can take a bit more doing, a bit more work, but. And I will use this after all to draw his spectacles. This guy, what is he? He looks like he's just a model, doesn't he? Like, does he look like he could be anything else but a man who professionally looks after his beard? I think he's just a beard wearer. That's what his job is. That looks like a full-time job, this beard. I guess he probably could be Santa. Looks a little hip for that, though. Doesn't look like the kind of guy who would want to play Santa. Doesn't seem to have the jolly about him. If I had thought about this, I would have probably done this with a white ink and a dip pen. Maybe I'll just draw the general shape of it. Struggling a bit with this one. How about you? I'm not sure why. I thought this might be relatively easy and geometric, but I think it's the whiteness that's thrown me. So maybe I should just ignore that fact. I can always come in with some white later on. That is a good beard, though. Yeah, see, I'm just kind of slathering on white pencil now because I'm feeling insecure. And what the white pencil is doing is it's basically knocking back the black of the line. So maybe I need to have some bit of contrast. I mean, that's what's nice about this photo, is that he was against a black background. All right, we're done. Sorry, that was not as good an experience as I'd hoped for. All right, that's okay. Live and learn. So this is our last one. Are you ready to go again? Here's what we'll do. If we have a little bit of time, I think maybe I'll go back over it. Go back over each of these and use a little bit of time that we have left to just zhuzh them a bit, you know? Why not? Why not? We're the boss. It's our art. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this next one is like. Okay. No, this is just a mo. No beard. No beard, but I'm feeling bold now. I feel like I want to kind of go. He has a great nose. Great nose. God, look at that ridge there. I mean, the bridge of his nose is really quite nice. He's got this kind of piercing eyes. See how deep set that is? Yeah, that's good. And that, whatever that bone is very prominent in him. That's really nice. So I'm having fun with that. We come down to here, to this stash. See, his is not like a super ultra groomed one, although I'm sure having a soup strainer like this was a major pain a lot of the time. I mean, yeah. What brings a guy like this to have a stash like that? Like, does he set out to have it? Does it kind of grow over the years until it's like, you know what, I'm going to start twisting this thing up at the edges? Because it must be a pain, right? There must be a lot of times where you're like, oh, this stupid mustache is getting in the way. I just want to eat this hot dog. I just want to slurp down this chili. And now I'm covered with effluvia. But he also has nice radiating lines coming out of his eye there. And he has a kind of a nice bony chin. He's got this, he has some hair. He's got a little recessed, but not too bad. And he's got some sideburn action. And then he's got, where's his ear is right here, kind of going back. Yeah, this is a fun face to draw. I didn't even really realize this when I selected him. I was like, his mustache is kind of cool, but actually his face is really a good one. Because, I mean, in general, if you've got a few years on you, your face is going to be more interesting. It's just a fact. Like, I don't really enjoy drawing children. I rarely do. They're just not that interesting to look at, to draw. I mean, they're interesting, I guess, to look at. If they're your children, if they're not your children, you probably shouldn't be looking at them, so you want to get in trouble. But you're allowed to look at old men. Nobody cares about that. And we're done. It's true. Maybe if children had mustaches. All right. I'm going to go. I definitely want to go back to my first guy. So maybe I'll set. I'm going to set 10 minutes in total. So I think that's going to be okay. I'll set 90 seconds. I'm going to set 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Let me just change this to 90. No, so I'm going to change it to 30 seconds apiece. Is that right? Now 1 minute apiece. We're going to add 1 minute to each of these things. One additional minute to go back and work on your thing again. Okay, go. You can. See, I've learned a bit. Oops, let's go back to the. Okay, I'm going to fix this. Let's start again. Here we go. So, I've learned a bit in the process of doing this. Just today, I've learned, what tools I want to use. And I've learned, what things I need to focus on, particularly with this set of materials. You always learn stuff. That's what's so cool. You always learn. And you can keep making it better. Every time we do a drawing, we learn something. And the ones we learn from the most are the bad ones. Because then you go, oh, that was what was wrong with that. So this guy, his face was just really flat. Everything was flat. And initially that was kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking, I'll just do really flat faces and then I'll focus on the beard. And then I realized that I'm not in the mood for that. I want to have something that feels richer and more embellished. So, okay, there you go. Ready? for your second, go back to your second drawing. I'm really looking forward to having another go at this guy. Yes. Wait, let me reset the timer because I cheated myself out of a few seconds. And here we go. I don't even know why I did that. Okay. So what do I want to do here? I definitely want to just indicate his clothes so that he doesn't seem like he's just a disembodied head. And not much, but just a little bit. And I want to add a bit more tone to this side of his face. And I think I want to get a blue pencil and get in there on that hair. Get a little bit more detail in there, a little bit more sort of fun kind of stuff. Because I made that blue quite light. I sort of like the contrast of the teal and the orange. Sort of a Howard Johnson's effect. Yeah. All right, a bit better, a bit better. Just one more minute can make a difference. All right, now this guy, I really look forward to having like an hour to fix this guy. Oh, no, him, Jack. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about him. So let's just see. What else do I want to do with him? Not a lot, not as much. I spent 28 years working on this one already. And that is plenty. But I might want to just set his eyes in a bit more, give him a bit more dimension, and yeah, kind of make this, just make him feel a little bit more structured. Make his nostrils a bit more forward-facing. Forward-facing nostrils, not really a desirable look. But yeah, his eyes are, I made his eyes look kind of piggish, and that has definitely affected the overall feeling of this drawing. Small little thing like that. Isn't it amazing? I mean, you can have a little tiny component of the face just a little tiny bit off, like that eye. Remember that eye that freaked me out about the guy with the orange face? And I'd totally forgotten that I'd even did it. It was gone. It didn't matter at all. So, yeah, it's funny how mistakes can loom so large and then not really matter at all. Okay, here we go. One more time. All right, this ridiculous beard. I just don't know what to do to fix this. I'm just not getting anywhere. I'm just grasping at straws. Grasping at straws. I don't even have any straws here. I'm just running down the clock. This is ridiculous. Sometimes that happens, you know. There's some drawings, a lot of drawings you can save with triage. But then some drawings you just go, you know what? I just need to start over again. This is not happening. It's not happening. I'm not getting anywhere. Maybe some color in his eyes would make me feel a bit better. I don't know. It's okay. So what did I learn from this? I learned that I need to think a bit more about doing white like this. I put down that really heavy orange, and then my white pencils just weren't strong enough over it. So I would need to use white ink or use something else, or just be more judicious in those big bold things. So, yeah. That's final one. Mr. Mustache. Probably my favorite, but let's see. Let's see if I can destroy it now in some way. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of this. Is that really necessary? No, it's not. How about some more of this? Again, I'm adding details that don't really matter. What does matter here? I think it's a bit of tone in his forehead. You definitely need that. It's just tone on the whole side of his face that I've sort of ignored. Will that make it better? It makes it a bit more interesting because contrast can often be interesting. If you have a drawing which is pretty flat, it just is not that interesting. But this guy, you know, if I was doing this again, what I would probably do is focus even more on this architecture of his face that hit me right off. These really interesting shapes in there, right? Those ridges around his nose. That's really what this drawing could be about. And so his mustache, which was the original reason I wanted to draw it, becomes secondary. That's so often what happens is you can forget why you were attracted to a subject, or you can start work on a subject and realize, you know what, that's not actually what's interesting to me about it. It's something else. So I hadn't really noticed that structure of his like eye sockets and bridge of his nose, but then that was really the thing that was more interesting. And his mustache, while exaggerated and sort of ridiculous, wasn't really that interesting to draw. It just wasn't. It was just a bunch of hair. So here's the thing about drawing beards that we didn't really go into today because I've rushed you, is you can spend a lot of time really studying the texture and the architecture of the beard and really looking at like, what are the shapes of the hairs in it? Do they form shapes? What are the directions they're going in? Can I draw them more so that they're moving together? Are there shadows underneath the hairs that make clumps of them stand out? Are there reflections on it so that it's shiny in certain places? And you can really get deep into that sort of thing. What I was focusing on today, I think, was just the overall structure, the impact, the boom of it. And some of these worked okay. I mean, I think particularly this last one, I feel the most good about this one, just because, I don't know. Why do I feel the most good about it? I can't tell you. This one I feel pretty good about too. It was an interesting face. Again, could spend more time, but I got some of the more important things. Like this whole part of the nose isn't quite right? This is not quite right. Again, I screwed up this part of back here of the eye. But I feel like I got the shape of his beard pretty correct right off. And that is really what makes it interesting. The way that he's looking up is also what makes it interesting. So, yeah, that was good. Let's see, the drawing of Jack. I think right from the beginning I had a problem just because I made his eyes too small. But it's still an interesting drawing. You sort of can tell it's him. I think also his nose is the bridge of his nose is not so long. This ball part is pushed up more. So therefore, it's like that shape of the nose is more up here. So it isn't a long, thin nose with a small ball. It's more of a shorter nose with a bigger ball there. And that made a difference. And then I also think I made the bottom of his chin, this part down here, just a bit too small, like that. So it's a bit better. And then his hair, yeah, I kind of feel like I sort of got that. But in general, I think his face is broader, more square, and I made it longer and thinner. Again, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. And then this one, I don't know. This is another one of those, like, I'm not sure that I can redeem it. It's a shame because it was a nice subject, but it's an okay drawing. It's not great. It's not that interesting. But again, I think the shape of his head is broader than I made it. Anyway, it's good to do a little bit of an analysis like that after you do some drawings and go, what was going on there? What did I learn? Let me just think about it and move on. Not to say it's a bad drawing, but just to say what were the decisions I made that ended up making it be a certain way. So, yeah, there's all that. We're done. We're done with today's Draw With Me. Next week is Thanksgiving here in the United States of America. And you will be grateful to know that we will be having a Draw With Me. JJ and I have been discussing what the subject should be. We had an idea that we were going to do today that I kind of blundered through and did beards instead. So we could do that idea next week, or we could do the other idea we had for next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll discuss it for the next week and see where we come out. And so next week we're gonna. So if you have Thanksgiving, if you have people coming over, and you can't make it, don't worry about it. But if you're sort of sitting around, if you're going to somebody else's house, or if you're just waiting for the potatoes to roast and you want to spend some time hanging out and drawing, I'll be here, and we'll have some fun. And if not, I'll see you the week after. Thanks for joining me. And here are the last few reminders of the things I talked about. The gouache workshop, I hope you'll sign up for it. And if you'd like the Hahnemühle Cappuccino Book, or if you'd like the Winsor Newton markers, please write to us and tell us that, and we will see if we can get them for you. Hashtag SBS Draw with me. I want to see your beards. Post one or more of your favorites and put it on social media. Hashtag SBS Draw with me. You can email them to me if you must, but I'd rather that you share them so other people can enjoy them, but whatever you want to do is fine with me. The Art for All podcast, I would listen to the conversation I had with Adam. I think it was really interesting, but we come out every Monday with another chat. Danny'sEssays.com. I write an essay every Friday, which you can have for free. All you need to do is let me know where you want me to send it. So go to Danny'sEssays.com and do it. And don't forget to subscribe to this so that it'll be a reminder for you next week. Oh yeah, that's right. That guy drawing and stuff. Thank you. Have a great week, and thanks for drawing with me today.